Let's talk about modern dating. Because if you've been anywhere near it lately, you've probably felt it in your wallet. It seems like finding a connection isn't really the point anymore. It's about paying for one. Romance has quietly and kind of cleverly been turned into a subscription service you rent by the month.
So check out this number, $11,847. That's a lot of money, right? Well, that is exactly what one guy tracked himself spending on while dating. And we're not talking over a decade. We're talking about a single year.
And for all that cash, what did he get? 52 first dates. I mean, just think about that. That's one first date every single week for an entire year. And the return on his nearly $12,000 investment? A big, fat zero. Not a single relationship came out of it.
But it's what he called it that really hits home. The cost of market participation. He saw dating as a market, when you have to pay just to get in the game. And here's the really uncomfortable truth. He's not wrong, at all.
And this really shows you just how much has changed. I mean, look at this. We went from meeting people organically out in the real world, where the biggest risk was, what, maybe a little social awkwardness, to this whole new app-driven world. And now, the friction isn't just social, it's financial. And maybe even worse, it's algorithmic. The entire game has been rewritten from the ground up.
Okay, so let's break down these costs, starting with the most obvious one, the platform fee itself. Because here's the thing we have to get our heads around. These aren't just dating apps. Not really. They're what you'd call engagement optimization engines.
And what does that fancy term actually mean? Well, it means the app isn't designed to help you find the one and ride off into the sunset. Nope. Its number one goal is to maximize your time, your attention, and most importantly, your money on the platform. Think about it for a second. Their absolute best customer is someone who stays single, keeps hoping, and keeps paying. Forever.
And they've gotten really, really good at pulling you into this little trap. It's a classic funnel. Step 1, they limit your free swipes to create this sense of artificial scarcity. Step 2, the algorithm kind of starts to shadow ban you, burying your profile so you get fewer matches and feel frustrated. Step 3, here comes the bait. You get these little notifications. Someone likes you, but oops, you can't see who it is. And that leads right to step 4, the upgrade. They present a paid subscription as the only way to fix the problems they literally just created.
So does this whole model work? Oh, you better believe it. To the tune of $3.2 billion. That's how much revenue Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, Hinge, you name it, pulled in just in 2023. Let's be real, this isn't a love business. This is a monetized loneliness business. And business is booming.
But look, that monthly subscription, that's just the cover charge to get into the club. The real price of participation. Well, that's where the hidden costs start to pile up once you're actually trying to play the game.
So first up, let's talk about what some people call date inflation. I mean, seriously, remember when a first date could be a $5 coffee? Yeah, try that now. It's often seen as low effort. The whole baseline has shifted. Now the expectation is more like cocktails, maybe even a full dinner. Suddenly you're dropping 60, 80, even $100 just to meet a complete stranger for the first time. And then you've got what you might call the performance economy. It's this whole other layer of spending. We're talking professional photo shoots for your dating profile. We're talking hundreds of dollars a month on gym memberships, new clothes, grooming, not necessarily for you, but to create a profile that can compete and get a thumbs up from the algorithm.
And this chart, wow, it really puts it all into perspective. Just look at this. That tiny little bar on the left, that's what you're paying for the app subscription. It's completely dwarfed by the money spent on actual dates and just the upkeep, the performance part. When you add it all together, it's not crazy to see a monthly dating budget blow past $700 easily.
Okay, so the financial cost is staggering, but honestly, that might only be half the story. We absolutely have to talk about the psychological toll, the emotional price tag that comes with plugging your heart into a system that is literally designed to monetize it.
Get a load of this statistic. For the average guy on Tinder, the experience is 99% rejection. Let that sink in. One match for every 100 swipes. Can you just imagine that? Being told no 99 times out of 100 over and over while you're paying them for the privilege? I mean, it's just a brutal, relentless assault on your self-worth.
And this is the really dangerous part. The whole design, the endless swiping, left, right, the ghosting, the unmatching, it literally trains our brains to devalue real connection.
It conditions us to treat other human beings like, well, like disposable products in a catalog you can just flip through.
And the results of this experiment are, well, they're in, and they're not great. We're seeing widespread increases in anxiety and depression linked to these apps. We see decision paralysis. You have so many options, you can't choose any. And you get that constant nagging feeling that a better match, a shinier object, is just one more swipe away. How can you form a deep commitment in an environment like that?
So, you might be wondering, how did we even get here? How did we end up stuck in this expensive, emotionally draining system with no real alternative? Well, the simple answer is that the apps didn't just enter the dating market, they effectively created a monopoly on human connection itself. It's something called a coordination trap, and it's incredibly powerful. You can't just decide, okay, I'm done, I'm deleting the apps and meeting people the old-fashioned way. Why not? Because pretty much everyone else is still on the apps. You're basically trapped. The network is too big to leave. And just look at how the traditional ways of meeting people have kind of crumbled. You go to a bar or a cafe, everyone's just scrolling on their phones. Those third places, community spaces, a lot of them have disappeared. Meeting someone at work? That's become way too risky for a lot of people. See, the apps didn't just create a new option, they actively helped weaken all the old ones.
So, when you have a total monopoly, what's the next move? Well, you start raising prices. Dramatically. Get ready for this number. $500 a month. That is not a typo. That is the price of Tinder's new ultra-exclusive subscription.
Yeah, it's called Tinder Select. We're talking $6,000 a year for a subscription that promises to put your profile in front of the most sought-after users. I mean, let's call it what it is. This isn't just dating anymore. This is the velvet rope. It's an economic class system for finding a partner.
And really, this brings us to the single most important takeaway in all of this. It's so crucial to understand this. These platforms do not care if you find love. They just don't. They care if you keep swiping, keep hoping, and keep subscribing. Your romantic failure isn't a bug in the system, it is the business model.
So, that leaves all of us with a really simple but pretty profound question. When you know the entire system is designed not for you to win, but for you to pay forever, how much are you personally willing to spend on a service that profits from your hope but is engineered for your failure?